Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Lottie Loves Paper. I'm using the really pretty Happy Heart collection by Pinkfresh Studio, and I have that floral paper. It's so gorgeous, isn't it? Part of me wants to fussy cut out every single flower. Another part of me wants to use it as a background because it's just so beautiful. So in the end I decided to use it as a background but not as a full sheet. So I wanted to make a feature out of the paper. It's so very pretty. I'm just in love with it. So I just thought I would cut across the flowers but cut around them, and then I did that roughly to start with, and then I've come back in with a pair of finer scissors and really fussy cut closely around the edges. I have left a small white border, and I have had to go through things occasionally, but on the whole it looks pretty good. So now I've got this lovely floral border, if you like, cut from the paper. So the paper really did all the work for me. It's just so unbelievably pretty. I have this photo of my daughter. She has a bright red Maltesers Easter egg next to her, so that's going to have to be covered up because the red does not go with the rest of the layout. So that will be covered up. There you go, envelope over the top there. That's much prettier. But her dress is lovely, and the rest of the photo is lovely, but the red Easter egg box was no good, so I had to go. But anyway, I now need to make a cluster out of the photo. I've chosen 2 chipboard frames from the Happy Heart collection and popped those behind the photo. I've left the photo unmounted, it just is going on as it is. And I've added a few bits of floral ephemera behind the photo as well. So I've used a lot of floral ephemera already. Unfortunately, there's none of those lovely watercolour flowers in ephemera remaining. So this is the floral ephemera. No more of those remaining. So I've picked out the orangey pink ones and added those. And actually it works quite well because it provides with a bit of a contrast to the watercolour flowers in the background. What I could have done was fussy cut the rest of the sheet and made my own ephemera, but I've only just thought of that now, so it's a little bit late in the day. Okay, so I'm loving how it's looking. The little envelope covers up my the red Easter egg box perfectly. I have a big cluster to the left of the photo. I've also added a little round frame as well. That's just where it's been cut from pattern paper actually, with a metal die. So I had that spare, I didn't use it on a previous layout, so that worked really well. I've just added that in. I've got some fussy cut butterflies and other bits and pieces from the ephemera pack that I think would be good to use. So I better actually finish making the layout before I stick everything else down. I thought I would stick it to the background, but before I do so, I have distressed the edges of that paper layer, and I've also pulled out some colours of Distress Oxide. So I've got those 2 there. I think it's Fossilised Amber and, could be Spiced Marmalade. I can't quite read it from here. The orange one anyway. And I'm going to colour match to the flowers. So just a small amount of Distress Oxide ink underneath the flowers, colour on colour. So yellow under the yellow flowers, orange under the orange flowers, and I need a pink. Now I don't own a light pink, so I wasn't quite sure how to go about doing this. I have got one, I think it might be Tattered Rose. I'm not very good with the names, sorry. But it might be Worn Lipstick. Maybe it's Tattered Rose that I need, I'm not sure. Anyway, my pink is not a pale pink, it's quite an intense pink, so I was a bit worried about using it. So I asked around, because I was at a crop when I was making this layout, to see if anyone had that one, and the lady who normally has every colour hadn't brought any of hers with her today, so I couldn't borrow it. So I'm going to have to buy it, I think, because there's a few times I've reached for it and I don't have it. So I've gone for the slightly darker one, but actually it turned out really well. I just went quite pale, I didn't press very hard, I didn't put much ink on my sponge, and that worked out fairly well, and definitely looks quite nice with the little bit of colour glowing out from underneath the florals there. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that looked. I didn't add splatters in the same colours. I decided not to do that. I thought I'd come in with the white splatters later, which is what I did. But yeah, it just gives a little glow around those flowers, kind of highlights them a little bit more. And I did think it was really pretty. So I'm happy with how that turned out for sure. So just going to get this big piece stuck in place now. It's going to go at the very top of the layout as it has been all along, and I have stuck the 3 edges, and then on the shaped edge I have added foam pads so that they stand up a little bit to create the lovely shadows that the dimension adds, yes, and therefore makes the colours underneath show even better. Okay, so I just want to finish embellishing now, really. I've got most of the layout structure in place already. This layout came together really quickly and easily. I love it when that happens. You just have an idea and you can run with it. It was really great. Yeah, I've got I need to build up the cluster on the right of the photo. I've pulled out the word beauty from the ephemera pack, but actually I do end up swapping that out for one of the words from the Phrase Ephemera. Because it was bigger and it was lovely, and the word was lovely. So I'm going to do that in just a minute. So this is the point where I'm looking in here like, oh, I wonder what other words I've got, because I've got this entire pack of words. I'm going to have to make a layout, I think, with all the words on one page because there's so many gazillion of them. So anyway, yes, the word lovely got replaced beauty. Yes, it just looked right. It was bigger, and it was just perfect. So just added that in there. I need to put a little cluster above it. So I've got that envelope which covers the Easter egg, and I've got a little piece of ephemera that says "Live in the moment." Puffy sticker that says "Good day." I'm going to add a butterfly to that area as well. So that's just that little cluster there. Raising my my title up on foam pads too. That's going to sort of just go over the photo a little bit. So yeah, there we go. It looks lovely. Okay, so moving on to the other side of the photo then. I've got those flowers already in place. Wondering if I can get in one of these wooden embellishments, which I have done there. That one is kind of like a cross-stitch embroidery frame and says love. And then I pulled out the Puffy stickers. That's when I'm going to add the word good day to the right-hand side cluster. I've got that butterfly pulled out. That is like a yellowy butterfly. That's just going to go there. Just wanted to raise up a little bit on foam pads, so just pop those under its wings. Yeah, I'm going to keep adding bits and pieces from there. I've got, what else have I used from there? I've got a little heart, some flowers, the good day little sign. And I just thought I'd go through my embellishments, my Bramble Fox Perspectives, to see if there was anything that would work on this layout. And I found these 2 little yellow flowers. I thought they would be ideal. They go really nicely with the colours and the flowers. So I've just popped those onto the layout there. And then I've also got the word life. So I guess the title reads Lovely Life. Yeah, so anyway, that's just a little label underneath there. That's the perspective too. Yeah, butterflies stuck down. The flowers are stuck down. More butterflies going on. That's a puffy sticker. The little heart goes in place there. Yeah, it's all coming together nicely. Oh, that's that orange label that says good day. Just making sure that nothing's going to fall off the layout. Yeah, nearly finished. Just going to add a few enamel dots now. Who doesn't love enamel dots? They're just always awesome. So going for clusters of 2 or 3 on various parts of the layout. So little one to the left there. And then I'm going to add some more. Where am I going to add some more? There we go. Over on the right, at the top there, and a couple on the photo as well. So got kind of like a little curve going on with the enamel dots. And then I'm going to finish off with some splatters of white paint, as I mentioned earlier. I had planned to do all along. Oh, I must order a new one of those. Every time I use it, I think I must order a new one, and then I forget. Okay, so just shaking the white paint on there. There's really not very much left in my shaker, so I need to buy a new one very urgently. So my splatters aren't huge and coming out particularly well. It's not behaving itself particularly well because it's nearly empty. But I have a few there. I love how the white splatters look over all the patterns. So there we go. That is my layout all finished. I hope you have enjoyed it. I loved making it. It was great fun to make. It was really... I just felt it was so pretty, that paper. I wanted to make a feature out of it. So there we go. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Lottie Loves Paper using Pinkfresh Studio Happy Heart.